I have a great fish story, and it's true too. It was opening day, maybe 5-6 years ago. I don't remember exactly now. I missed 5 really big strikes at the fly. And I thought, either I'm out of practice or I'm just no good. And so I told my friends that afternoon that I was going to go and catch that fish that I couldn't catch. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I was the only person on the river for the longest time. And I see a fella walking off of County Road 612. And he's not part of the group. So I just figured just another angler coming from somewhere. And I aimlessly cast this fly, and it went to the same spot where I missed that fish the night before. Whomp! It took it. Barry, that thing bent my rod in half. It was a whale. And here's the thing, the biggest fish I ever caught, biggest trout, it was a good 24 inches if it was an inch. It was huge. Water was clear and low. That brown trout went about 15 feet, 20 feet downstream, stopped on a gravel bed, faced upstream. I got the reel going on the rod, bringing it in. I get it to a point, I'm trying to grab the fish, but it was so big, like a big dog, it just turned itself and went into the exact same spot. And I'm thinking, this is not supposed to happen. I'm using very light tackle, and this thing's big enough to have taken all my line and could have broken free. So this is weird. It happened more than a few times. And I'm starting to freak out. And now the other angler I told you about that came in off the road, I yelled to him. I said, hey, do you have a net? He says, I got a big trout on here. And he says, yeah. So he runs over, he pulls out a net, and runs back there, and what I had to do is I had to walk the fish back. It's like a dog, just drag it. And the fish went, and he netted it. And there's this huge brown trout. Of course, I didn't have a camera. The only witness was this fella, who no one knows about, you know, they sent from heaven. But every time I retell this story, it seems more and more mystical to me. Because that trout could have just taken everything I had. Anyway, he's holding this fish, and I hooked him kind of deep in the jaw. And so I can't get the hook out, from the jaw. And I had my whole hand in the fish's mouth. And I say to the guy, I said, maybe I should just cut it off, because you can do that. You can just cut the hook free and it'll rust away. And the fellow just looks without saying a word. He says, so I fiddled a little bit more and got the hook out, released the fish, swims away, and the guy looks at me, he says, he'll be all right. And then he shakes my hand, says, nice fish, sir. And I'm shaken up about this. I couldn't believe it. And I never saw the guy again. No one knows who I'm talking about. In fact, very few people even believe that story. I find it hard to believe, but I swear it happened. But it's like it was meant to be. So I don't understand. Why do I love fly fishing? Because things like that can happen. But Barry, that fish didn't go, it stayed.